In its quest to provide an open forum for discussion of controversial issues, this station allows hosts and their guests to express themselves without any significant censorship. You're advised that any views expressed by the hosts or their guests are not necessarily the views of Togi Entertainment or its partners.
Motherhood Incorporated proudly presents Military Mom Talk Radio live on TogiNet.com. Co-hosted by Robin Boyd and Sandra Beck, the owner of Motherhood Incorporated. Military Mom Talk Radio is here with a powerful platform for women to discuss their ideas, issues, and concerns with respect to the military lifestyle. Military Mom Talk Radio encourages you to share your experiences of being a military wife and mother. This show is dedicated to educating your family about the many resources that are available in both the public and private sector, and we'll be sharing helpful information from women all over the world. We'll cover everything military, from helping a family member cope with post-traumatic stress disorder, to navigating government programs dealing with family issues, to the struggles of deployment, along with being a working mother both in and out of the home. This is Military Mom Talk Radio, and here are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Hey, military moms, this is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Robin Boyd, and we've got a great show today. We're going to welcome Autumn Arnold, and she's going to talk about how to make a fitness plan to get us through the holidays, because we're coming up a month away from Halloween. The candy's already in the stores. I don't know about you guys, but birthday parties in my neck of the woods are ramping up. I ate way too much yesterday, so she's going to help us come out with a plan that will get us through September, October, November, December, those months that have lots of holidays and lots of goodies in them. And then we're going to round out the show with Joyce Faulkner in her last appearance as president of Military Writers Society of America. She's done an outstanding job this year. We've had a lot of fun with her, and she's going to continue on with her Writers Corner, and we're hopefully going to bring Layla Levinson on also in the future with her program, Writing for Healing. And we're going to talk about with her what's going to go on this weekend, because Military Writers Society of America is having their big annual conference. So there's lots to talk about, Robin. So much going on today.
So much. And, I think that's so indicative of everybody straight across the country. Every time you turn around and say, gee, how are you? Everybody has that panicked look on their face like, oh my God, I can't get through the day. And I just think it's that time of year. The summer's over and people are ramping up and just getting ready for getting back into the swing of school, back into the swing of all that happens in the fall. Good stuff.
Sorry, I missed you there for a minute. Don't even know what you said. I was completely scared. But I would come up with a lot of, I've seen a lot of dog stories in the news in the past couple of weeks. How about you?
Absolutely. In fact, the first one that I happened to see that I wanted to mention was that there was a wonderful tribute to the hero dogs of 9/11. And I know it's, even though it's 9/11 has passed, I think it's certainly warranting that there were more than 300 search and rescue dogs and their handlers that responded to the ground zero emergencies after 9/11, and they are definitely. I think it was really wonderful that they had an opportunity this past September 11th to honor the dogs, and I thought that was pretty cool.
It is really cool, and it's so funny because we're on the same wavelength, because I came across a site today called dogsofhonor.com. You can also get there by fallendogs.com. I was reading this story, and it led me back to this website, and of course, the inspiration for Dogs of Honor came fittingly from a United States Navy vet.
I found a couple of others, too. I think we lost Sandra for a sec. I came across another one called Hero Dogs, Service Dogs for American Heroes. And in the past, we've had guests on from Freedom Dogs, which certainly is another organization that we would love to have back on. We were really very fortunate to have them on, I think it was last year. So one of the things that I did find, I'm still not hearing Sandra yet.
Okay, can you hear me now, Rob?
Oh, now I've got you. There you are.
There we are. I know I was talking away about like hero dogs and nobody can hear me.
I think I said the same thing. We have Hero Dogs, which is service dogs for American heroes. That one's hero-dogs.org.
Well, and then we have fallendogs.com and dogsofhonor.com. And what I like about the Dogs of Honor, if you're a canine lover, which I am, this is it's got a whole section of Dogs of Honor stories. And, I read one about Yogi, the winner of the 2011 Dog of Valor Award. There's search and rescue dogs. There's police and canine, along with military dogs and therapy dogs. It's a great site if you want to go, but bring a box of tissues because it's killing me.
Oh gosh, I know. And then recently there was a Facebook, I think it was on Facebook, there was somebody who was training service dogs, and they were beautiful labs, and they had a camera stream. Did you catch any of them? Oh my gosh, they were so darn cute. Then the stream was just live all the time, and you could go to this website and you could just tune into the stream, and you could see them playing, you could see them training, you could see them sleeping and running in their sleep.
Oh.
It was adorable. And I honestly don't know the breeder, but they just had this live cam running 24/7. So you could tune in and watch them. But there again, it was just wonderful because they raised the dogs and then turned them over to people who trained them for their particular service, whether it was for blind service, whether it was for epileptic service, whether it was for other military purposes. I don't have the website, but I just remember tuning in and watching these pups as they grew. It was the 8 weeks worth of puppy time. It was wonderful.
Oh, well, there's so many wonderful things out there. Like there's supportmilitaryworkingdogs.org, which I think is really cool. And they outfit military working dogs in equipment they need to stay healthy and safe because these expensive items are not supplied by our government. They're given to the dogs by donation only. And then there's another one too, and I think we got to get these people on the show, Rob, because these are just these charities keep popping up and they're so great. Operation Send Off by the Service Animal Registry. And this charity helps soldiers place their dogs in foster care while they're on deployment if they have no family to look after them.
How cool is that?
It is. I mean,
and you are a foster mom, so I mean, obviously, you're that's very close to your heart.
Absolutely. And I would never turn down, I say never because that's how I ended up with 4. But, I'll never turn down an animal in need like that. And to know that her owners are overseas serving, doing what they need to do to help our country. And I'm here, and every day I feed that dog, I think of all our service members around the world that have to relocate for the military. And, there's not a lot of people who will take their dog in knowing that in 2 years when they come back or 3 years that you have to give that dog up. I know it's going to kill me, but I will.
I know, but I know you mentioned something about co-parenting that at least you could have some visitation time.
Rights, because they only live miles away, and this dog. I mean, she's bonded with my dog. She's bonded with kids, and it's just but it's typical. Everything in the military with respect to family and relationships has to change and grow, and there's a lot. The one thing I'm learning, there's a lot of saying goodbye over and over, and that's one of the things I think is the hardest one of the hardest parts of a military career and a military lifestyle.
I think you're right. And I think what's so hard is that we are not always open to change, but in the military you have to be. And I think that whole mindset is just a testament to how strong and brave the military families are, because not only is that deployed person having to face change every single day, but that family is constantly in a change situation throughout that whole service person's career. So
we put Sally on Skype. We've had her on Skype. Sally is a half golden retriever, half German Shepherd, and I can actually put the headset on. Let me wear, she'll wear it, and then she looks up at the computer monitor and she can see her original owners on the computer screen, and she's puzzled because they're talking. They're hi Sally, and she's bouncing up and down, and she bumps her nose into the computer. I mean, it's a really amazing thing of animals, deployment, and technology.
Oh, how precious! Well, when I was in college, I talked to my dog on the phone, and he could hear my voice, and he would go crazy. He'd start jumping around and running up and down the hall. And I have to say, it was a Great Dane. So we're not talking a puppy. We're talking this huge mammoth animal that would bowl my father over. But it is interesting what dogs are fascinating. They're just so smart. They're just so, I'm just so fond of dogs. And unfortunately, I don't have one right now, but
I got plenty for both of us.
Yeah. We'll just share. Hey, if
I have ever had, Robin, I had 7 dogs at one point on my ranch, and only 2 of them were mine.
That just shows you what a wonderful person you are, Sandra, to be so
about that. That's the person who can't say no.
Yeah. But think of how happy all those little pups are because they had someone loving them instead of being in a kennel somewhere, or they had someone who could love them and take care of them. They really are very, very sensitive little creatures. I just do love them. So we definitely want to have people not only visit some of these websites that we've talked about, but also consider there are a lot of people who, a lot of organizations who do need foster people. So absolutely take a second thought about what your lifestyle is and if that's something that you can fit into your life. It's a wonderful and a most gratifying endeavor. So we want to say stay tuned because we have Autumn Arnold coming on after our first commercial break. Autumn is just a great inspiration for us because she is a health and fitness coach that just puts everything into perspective so well. Autumn has been with us before, and by all means, check out our past programming on iTunes and at our show page right here on TogiNet, because Autumn, every time she comes on, has something new and something very, very interesting to talk about. So after the break, we will be with Autumn Arnold, and stay tuned because later on we'll be talking with Debbie Gregory and with Joyce Faulkner. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Are you a military mom looking for help in dealing with the system? Keeping the home fires burning? Well, that's what we're here for. It's Military Mom Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd. And we'll be right back after these.
Do holidays and celebrations get you down and leave you feeling frazzled? Then join Sandy Fowler and her guests on Heart-Filled Holidays every Monday at noon, 11 a.m. Central on TogiNet.com. Sandy will help you discover the secrets to having the celebrations you've always dreamed of while adding fun and meaning to your life. From Valentine's Day to Christmas to special family events, Sandy Fowler will show you how to put the fun and meaning back into those special days by taking a look at what we can do to turn the upcoming holidays into cherished memories and show us how to allow it to intertwine with everyday life. For more on the show, Sandy, and to receive Sandy's Holiday Happiness booklet, go to heartfilledholidays.com. Then get set to discover the secrets to creating happy holidays and happy everydays by joining Sandy Fowler and her guests on Heart-Filled Holidays every Monday at noon Eastern Standard Time on TogiNet.com.
In today's business world, a helping hand or idea that doesn't come with an invoice is a treasured find. And if that happens to you, then you need to pay it forward to keep other entrepreneurs from making mistakes or getting a raw deal. It's called Paying It Forward with Josephine Gerasi. Wednesday mornings at 10, 9 a.m. Central. Josephine is going to have the guests describe their accomplishments, the lessons they've learned, both good and bad, and then sharing those pieces of knowledge as we create a movement of paying it forward. For more information about Josephine, her business, and background, you can go to mymomknowsbest.com. Josephine Gerasi has always been a problem solver. She saw this need and has turned it into a movement. It's Paying It Forward. With tips, tools, and advice, and hard lessons learned, these pieces of knowledge can make a huge difference for you, your business, and others. So join us for Paying It Forward with Josephine Gerasi, Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Central on TogiNet.com.
Put a boot in your ass, it's the American way. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and the Statue of Liberty started shaking.
Welcome back to Military Mom Talk Radio on TogiNet.com. Covering topics to help on the home front with help from those who know how the system works and how to work the system. It's more fun than a sale at the BX. Now let's get back to it. It's Military Mom Talk Radio. Here again are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Hey, military moms, this is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Robin Boyd. And some of those charities that we talked about earlier on are dogsofhonor.com, fallendogs.com, supportmilitaryworkingdogs.com, and then we have serviceanimalregistry.org. And Rob, what was yours?
I closed it. Pretty sure it was Hero
Dogs.
Yeah, Hero-Dogs, but there was a dash in between it, so.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So many, and there again, there's the whole fostering thing too. So we want to make sure. I think every region probably has different chapters or organizations. So you'd have to find what's local to you. I know that we have a couple of local ones up here in New England. So.
I do.
Cool,
I think, and I know there's one just for Pendleton. I know
Yeah.
there was one they were talking about. They called me to see if I would take 4 cats, and I'm like, no. I'm allergic to cats. I'm not a zoo, but if you have a zebra, an elephant, or a cheetah, I might be up for it.
Oh gosh. Oh, well, talking about health and you sniffing over there, I bet we have some good advice from our next guest.
That's true. We've got Autumn Arnold. She's our health, wellness, and fitness expert. We'd like to include all three because I think for optimum health, you can't have those one without the other. And what I wanted to talk to Autumn about today, because we're just starting that cusp of the holiday season, Rob. I was in the store the other day and they have all the Halloween stuff out already.
Gosh, yeah.
And the candy, and of course I bought a bag of, I don't know, I think we bought some chocolate mix. It was so good. Way to kick off the health and fitness season with a big bag of chocolate.
Yep.
But I think we need a strategy. I know last year I didn't have a strategy to help me through the holidays. And the kids are back in school, which also means all these little school parties and then these after-school birthday parties. And everywhere I turn, like what I had noticed too, even at soccer, Rob, they have a snack bar. So we have a snack bar at baseball, we have a snack bar, and everything is garbage. It's like chips and candy and Gatorades and sodas. I mean, and I have almost zero willpower. So I think that I would love Autumn today to talk about what we can do to have an action plan. Because if I snack, it'll be snacking at school, snacking at soccer, snacking at the parent-teacher night, had another buffet of muffins out. We got to have a plan because I can't look at every night and go, oh, well, it's parent-teacher night. Oh, well, it's soccer.
Hello, Autumn. You need to save us.
Yeah.
It's about every night of the week when there's an event. I'm so excited to be back on with you guys. I always have so much fun. It's hard, I know, with the sports and the snack bars, too, because it helps support the team. So then you justify buying the junk food because you're like, oh, it goes to the team, So it's hard to really stay on track. I understand with football, still 4 days a week out of every week for another 5 weeks. It's just, preparing and planning. I know with Halloween coming up, it's going to be hard for myself even to stay out of the sugar, the candy. Everybody wants candy. So I know for the holidays, it's easy to just pick, 1 or 2 days or 1 or 2 special events out of each month for me and say, okay, I'm going to eat what I want on this day and not on, the other events. That way you don't feel like you're cheating. and you still get to enjoy your time. So for me, that's helpful.
I think sometimes, too, one of the things that I try and do is just allow myself a little. So if I get one candy bar, I'm not going to eat the whole thing. I'm going to break it in half, and I'm going to put the other one away or give it away or share it, because I think if you deny yourself completely, then you get frustrated and then you overeat. Totally.
Yeah, that's true, and that's great for most people. But for me, once I have a little bit of sugar in my mouth or a little bit of something bad, I can't quit after that.
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
too. I mean, that's
hard.
something, you know.
Sorry.
Sorry, I was just like, that just set a light bulb off in my head, because if I don't have the junk in my house, after a while, it's almost like I go through detox or withdrawal, and I don't think of it all the time. But it's like as soon as I hit one of these snack bars, man, you know, a Mountain Dew, a Snickers bar, and a bag of chips, and then I'm back on the wagon, and I actually crave it. Is there a reason behind this? I mean, or is it just all in my head?
Well, no, it is. Sugar is almost like a drug. It's probably the worst thing that you can put into the human body. And the more you have, the more you crave. So if you go on a sugar binge, it takes you a couple of days to come out of that, because your body's going, we want more, we want more. So, you know, in December last year, I went on this kick and decided that I was going to cut sugar completely out of my diet. I didn't care what party or what Christmas party or New Year's or anything like that. And I still had tamales, and I think we had sushi twice. And, of course, I love going to Don Cuco's for chips and salsa. But all of that is more corn and grain-based. And I lost 12 pounds in December just by staying out of the sugar.
Wow.
So if you can, like, just focus on really just trying to stay out of the sugar, even if you don't get the exercise in, or you don't get, you know, and the refined foods. Obviously, none of that was really much refined except for maybe the rice on the sushi. But, you know, just stay away from that sugar, and you'll really just come out on top at the end of the holidays.
So how do you know, like, when you say sugar, you know, like, because I look at chips and think, oh, well, they're loaded with fat, and then they're probably like I know some carbohydrates turn into sugar. How do you, like, bear with my ignorance, how do you know what is sugar? Like, I get it with a candy bar, I get it with a cupcake, you know, or frosting, like, those are obvious, but what are some sneaky places? Like, I found out there's so much sugar in ketchup. I was thinking, well, I'm not doing anything wrong. I loaded my hamburger up with ketchup that I didn't eat the bun, but when I read how much sugar was in ketchup, like, it was like I might as well had the bun without the ketchup.
That's right, absolutely. A rule of thumb is stay away from anything white, as far as breads and rices and things like that go, because that's usually going to be processed carbohydrates, I guess you can say, but they're more of a simple carb, so they process as sugar in your body.
Okay.
Yeah.
So stay away from white things. I know ketchup was loaded with sugar.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else that raises big red flags? I know if I eat a lot of bread, I might as well just staple it right to my thighs.
Yeah, I didn't have any bread the whole entire time. The closest I got was the tamales, but I think that's even a certain type of grain or something like that. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but, you know, it's not, certainly not flour or wheat or anything like that.
And how did you feel? Like, I tried a no sugar thing one time this summer, and the sad thing was I didn't keep up with it, but I felt fantastic.
Oh, I felt amazing. And I'm starting it again today, actually, so I can get kind of a head start on the holidays. Now, I know I kind of had a couple of weak moments there for a while. Once or twice in December last year, especially with my family. My sister-in-law loves to bake, so it was really hard to stay out of her baked goods at our family Christmas dinner. And what I did was I brought a thing of Cool Whip, because there's hardly any sugar in Cool Whip, although it is dairy and it's processed, but they're still really low in sugar. A thing of cottage cheese, because it's really high in protein. And then you buy sugar-free Jell-O or pudding, depending. I like Jell-O better. And you just put a couple scoops of Cool Whip, a couple scoops of cottage cheese, sprinkle some Jell-O on there, and you have a sugar-free dessert that has protein in it.
That is cool. Wow.
It's nice and sweet, and I love it. So That's a good one to take with you. Take a little container of it with you wherever you're going, and you can just eat that. Because the sugar-free Jell-O is really sweet, it takes that sweet tooth away.
I kind of like that because you're getting the protein and then you're getting something. And I know, like, you guys, you hear me complain every time we have this thing on. I sit at a computer all the time, and it's not always convenient for me to get up and walk. And then when I realize how much working out I have to do for what I'm consuming, there's no wonder why I can't fit in my jeans. And now we're getting into jean season, and they don't buckle.
That's a problem. What you do is based on that body scan that we did, Sandra, you have to stay below that caloric intake, which is what your resting metabolism would be. So it's what your body operates on a daily basis without working out. If you stay below that, you should still be okay.
Well, and I think, Robin and Autumn, I'm eating the wrong things. I found myself, like, this week, it was horrible what I was eating. I had, the kids had these extra snack bags from soccer, so I ate, like, a little snack bag of Fritos, a little snack bag of Doritos, and then one of the moms had given out these big York peppermint patties. I had that and a Diet Coke, and, seriously, that was my lunch. God wonders why I'm sick.
And the more soda you have, the more sugar you'll crave, even if it's sugar-free.
Really?
Yeah.
God, I mainline Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi during the day. That's like my one vice that I don't know if I can give up the caffeine.
Well, then just stick to one. Try and bring it down to one a day.
Yeah, I need an overhaul, you guys. It needs to be an intervention. You guys need to fly in. You need to clean out my kitchen. And just
have to come over there every morning and crack the whip.
Well, I definitely want to try that. The Cool Whip with the cottage cheese. Well, I have to watch sodium, but when I'm only talking, say, a spoonful or a tablespoonful, that I certainly can deal with. So
absolutely.
That sounds so
I just do, like, I probably do 3 tablespoons of each for myself, and then, of course, you just do the Jell-O to taste. And you can do lemon, lime, strawberry, any flavor you want. Another one that I like to do is if you're on your way to a dinner or to a birthday party, take an apple with you, eat it in the car on the way there, and then, that'll help fill you up a little bit before you get there, and you won't be as hungry when you get there, or almonds, raw almonds.
That's really true. And I don't know what it's like out in California, but I know around here, I don't think anybody thinks twice if people bring something of their own to any kind of an occasion, because there are a lot of people who either have allergies or who have dietary restrictions, that for someone to show up and say, oh, I brought my own tea or I brought my own whatever. Autumn, we're going to have to go to break, but thanks so much for all of these tips, because you always put it in perspective, and it always makes us feel so much empowered to fight what we've got to fight so that we can be better to ourselves. Thanks, Autumn.
Thank you.
Coming up on the other side of the break, Debbie Gregory with the Veterans and Military Business Owners Association.
Are you a military mom looking for help in dealing with the system? Keeping the home fires burning? Well, that's what we're here for. It's Military Mom Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd. And we'll be right back after these.
Homeschooling? Have questions? Get your pen and paper ready. It's the sociable homeschooler, Vivian McNinney. Fridays at 5, 4 Central on TogiNet.com. After a handsome blue-eyed Texan fell in love with Vivian at the Victoria Station in London, she found herself at DFW Airport with a tiny suitcase and a snazzy little duffel bag. Well, 25 years later, she is now happily married to that blue-eyed cowboy. They have 4 grown children ages 24 to 18 who became willing guinea pigs when she unwittingly stumbled upon the world of homeschooling. Wildflower Academy flourished for 15 years. They survived and thrived, and you can too. Vivian will be covering a wide range of issues that face homeschoolers. What do you do with kids in the summer? How to set up your one-room schoolhouse? How obedience is paramount? And what to do with those snakes? Plus, you'll be sharing ideas and insights that she gleaned from other homeschoolers. So join us for an engaging hour with the sociable homeschooler, Vivian McNinney. Friday afternoons at 5, 4 Central on TogiNet.com.
There's no stopping us.
Join host Kaylin Amadio for Act Local, marketing for small business. Kaylin helps concerned, confused, and even clueless small business entrepreneurs market simply, safely, and successfully. Join Kaylin for some Monday morning marketing madness that will leave you with more ideas, more understanding, and more knowledge about why and how harnessing the internet gives you the power to bring your business to the next level. Whether you need help with online media, social media, video, or mobile marketing for your local business, this Marketing Black Belt will guide you into the 21st century with easy tips, tricks, and techniques that get your local business seen and heard. Each week, Kaylin will feature a new tip that you can use today, as well as a range of guest experts who are passionate about helping local business owners thrive. Act Local, marketing for small business, airs every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Rockstar Radio Network.
There ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Welcome back to Military Mom Talk Radio on TogiNet.com, covering topics to help on the home front with help from those who know how the system works and how to work the system. It's more fun than a sale at the BX. Now let's get back to it. It's Military Mom Talk Radio. Here again are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Hey, military moms, this is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Robin Boyd, and I can't believe we're halfway through the show already, Rob.
Quick. I know it. Just like
it is. I know, we cover a lot on this. We've got dogs, we got fat, now we're going to change to money. We're covering everything this show.
From food to money, the two essential things in life.
That's right. Well, it's really important because, we have Debbie Gregory coming on.
We have Debbie Gregory coming on from the Veteran and Military Business Owners Association. She has been on so many times, but every time she comes, there's something new and different. Debbie, are you with us?
Hi, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. I think we keep losing Sandra every so often, but hi, Debbie. Welcome.
Welcome, and I hope I don't throw you all a curveball, but I kind of wanted to change the topic of what we're talking about, something near and dear you, all of you. As you know, both Military Connection and MBO are very involved in the military and veteran community. And last week, I went to an amazing event for military children at the University of Southern California, their Center for Innovation and Research on Veterans and Military Families. And I kind of wanted to share some of the information that I learned, and given that you're Military Mom Talk Radio, I thought this might be a nice curveball for you.
Oh, we love it.
I went to a full-day seminar at the Center for Innovation and Research, and they are engaged in looking at some of the things that affect military children. A recent study found that mental health problems were more likely to be diagnosed among children who had a parent deployed at least once to Iraq or Afghanistan. Not just the military member, but the families served too, and especially the children. And what this organization is trying to do is to set up a lot of resources and best practices that will work with children. And their work is extraordinary. I was just looking at some statistics. They've got a whole network of USC offers a social work course in military and veterans. And they've got, I think they've got about 300 people attending it.
Now, I just want to back up a little, Debbie. Is this organization somewhat of a self-help resource, or is it something that's a program that will support the families?
It's actually quite a huge program. It's connected with militarychild.org. And it has a very impressive board of educators, of people from the military community, different services, even our veteran secretary, Eric Shisheki, his wife, Patty, who's very dedicated, is very involved in this. And she herself, comes from an education background. And I sat in a room with a couple hundred people, and we were trying to figure out how to bring California on board and get them engaged in this. We have, in California, more than 100,000 military children.
Oh, my God.
We've got, especially in California, a lot of Guard and Reserve families where they're not living on a base. They don't have all the support of a base around them, and all of a sudden the mom or the dad is deployed or going to be deployed, and the impacts on the child, it isn't as though a Guard family is going to announce to the whole civilian community that one of the parents is going to be gone for a year or more.
Yeah.
So they're kind of on their own in many respects, and the moms are just doing an incredible job. They're both parents. I can't imagine what that would be like. I'm a parent myself, but to be taking care of everything for that long, I mean, we should give a big shout-out to all the military moms out there. But I wanted to share with you just a little bit about USC and their School of Social Work and their partnership with the Center for Innovation. And what they're doing is talking about military children and the new normal for them. Okay?
Go right ahead, yeah.
Okay.
Well, so Debbie, when you say our military children, some of our military children are 10-year-olds. All they know is a parent that's been deployed or in service. We're looking at almost 10-year-old kids now.
Absolutely. And not only that, but multiple deployments, as you say, and a lot of them, with Guard and Reservists, I was at a table where there was a military family, and somebody was sharing that they must have not been doing their job right because the husband was going to be deployed, and the children didn't realize that their dad was a soldier. Wow. And, there's impacts before they're deployed. We've hosted in our office at Military Connection military families that have the Soldiers Project comes and does counseling. And you've got families that have someone that's going to be deployed and they're trying to figure out how to deal with it and what to expect. They have families that have someone that is already deployed. And then you've got also families, when someone comes back, there's so many adjustments as well.
Absolutely. Well, and I know Sesame Street did that deployment. They did a thing for little guys for deployment. But that's what do you do if you're 8 through 15?
But I wanted to kind of share some information. I'm very impressed with what the University of Southern California is doing. Their School of Social Work, in partnership with the Center for Innovation and Research on Military Veterans and Military Families, is the first major research university that offers a full graduate specialization in military social work. It's an evidence-based curriculum focused on effective behavioral health clinical practice with service members and military families. And they have 164 Master of Social Work graduates that have specialized in military social work. They started with 14 graduates in 2010 and built it all the way up to 164.
Wow.
Is that amazing?
That's rapid. Wow.
And
now, what will they do, Deb? What do you do with a degree like this?
Well, there's certainly a need, especially as we have so many military families and we have so many military coming back. Our veterans, even though someone becomes a veteran, they leave the service and all of a sudden they're a veteran, there's both the veteran and his family are still dealing with a lot of the issues from being deployed and being in a combat zone and dealing with trauma. Perhaps with PTSD or PTS, as it's now called, oftentimes they're not aware of it. It doesn't trigger, or they don't deal with the fact that they have it until, after they've left the military. And so the whole family deals with that. It's interesting, 30% of the military social work graduates are active duty service members, veterans, or military family members.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
I know, and 70% of them of the graduates are employed with an organization that are serving service members, veterans, or military families. And from my point of view, we can't get people out, trained and out there fast enough. We have so many people that really are in need of these services, and USC and SIR, the Center for Innovative Research for Military Families and Service Members, is just leading edge stuff in this field.
And I'm wondering if this is just going to snowball, because I'm hoping that this will be a model for other universities to bring this, bring it out and network into the rest of the country.
Absolutely. And also, it's children we're talking about. The children are affected. Military children often, especially active duty, that are not Guard or Reserve, they move around an awful lot. They change schools. There's so many issues that they deal with that other kids don't have to deal with. And they come out, and hopefully they're stronger for it. But, they're still children and they need help. And we as Americans, we've got a population where only 1%, less than 1% served. So I think it's up to the rest of us. And I'm not a psychologist, and Military Connection, we're determined to use our reach, which is significant, to talk to other people and bring other people aboard so that they will know about this. And this organization is going into different states and engaging them. And they have so far they've trained over 20,000 professionals in 700 accredited courses. And they conducted 27 public engagement sessions, such as the one I went to. So each state, one of the things that we did is we put together a plan. How are we going to help? What are we going to do? And it has to really be done in the local community.
I think you're right, because there's so many different school districts that need this information, because not every child is going to be in a military environment. They're going to be in the mainline, the streamlined schools, and it's up to people like these graduates to help integrate these kids and help educate the school systems on how to better serve these children. Debbie, we've run out of time again so quickly, but Debbie, thank you for bringing this to our attention, and I want to direct people not only to militaryconnection.com, where you'll find a lot more information of what he has to offer, but also to cir.usc.edu for more information about the Center.
And also militarychild.org.
Okay, great. Thanks, Debbie. And we want everybody to look more into what USC, University of Southern California, is doing for our military families. Thanks, Debbie. I hope you are enjoying the rest of your afternoon.
I am. I'm at the ocean, so it's very nice.
That's great.
and I'm not going to eat any of the things that you guys were talking about, the bad things.
Good girl.
I know.
On the other side of the break, we've got Joyce Faulkner, president of the Military Writers Society of America, and we are so anxious to talk to Joyce. Take care.
Are you a military mom looking for help in dealing with the system? Keeping the home fires burning? Well, that's what we're here for. It's Military Mom Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd. And we'll be right back after these.
I am not the woman I used to be. I'm free with Minister Diane Jones. Monday nights at 10, 9 Central on TogiNet. This is your chance, ladies, to hear stories of hope and healing from someone who's been there. Someone who has fought back from the horrors of incest. Minister Diane's innocence was stolen from her in the land of alcoholism and mental illness, which led to her being emotionally, physically, and sexually abused by her parents. Yet in spite of this trauma, she has gone on to become a successful wife, mother, registered nurse, and minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. I'm not the woman I used to be. I'm Free is a straight-up show to enlighten you and to lighten your load. Do not let the weight of this world or the things that have happened to you control your life. For more on the show and Diane and her book, The Story of Me, email her directly from her show page here on TogiNet. Then, join us for I'm Not the Woman I Used to Be, I'm Free, with Minister Diane Jones, Monday nights at 10, 9 Central on TogiNet.com. Tune in to the Travel Chick Show with Bonnie Kitohata, Mondays at 4 p.m. Pacific here on the Rockstar Radio Network. Bonnie will share with you an hour of travel ideas, experiences, adventures, and tips from her guests. Topics range from local day trips to international excursions, from organized professional vacations to spur-of-the-moment getaways. For fun or business, groups or solo, by bus, car, plane, train, boat, bike, hike, or horse. You'll also hear about travel-related subjects like cultures, travel photography, keepsakes, and more. Whether you love to travel yourself or you enjoy seeing the world vicariously through others, join us and enjoy travel stories from around the U.S. and around the world. For more information on The Travel Chick Show, check out Bonnie's website, thetravelchick.com. Then join us for the show, The Travel Chick Show, live Mondays at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, with your host, Bonnie Kitohata, here on the Rockstar Radio Network.
Put a boot in your ass, it's the American way. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and the Statue of Liberty started shaking.
Welcome back to Military Mom Talk Radio on TogiNet.com. Covering topics to help on the home front with help from those who know how the system works and how to work the system. It's more fun than a sale at the BX. Now let's get back to it. It's Military Mom Talk Radio. Here again are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Hey, military moms, this is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Robin Boyd. And for those of you that missed earlier parts of today's show, we had Autumn Arnold on, and she talked to us about some techniques that we can use to get through the holidays. We had Debbie Gregory, and she did a fantastic job talking about what's being done with our military kids, and she's going to bring us some great guests in the future to talk more about our military kids and some of the things that are available to them and what they need, which is perfectly in line with Military Mom Talk Radio. And now we are going to welcome Joyce Faulkner, and she's going to talk about what's going on at Military Writers Society of America's conference this Saturday. Welcome, Joyce.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
It's a lot of fun. I can't not smile when I hear your voice.
Well, we always do have fun, don't we? I'm really sorry you're not going to be able to make it to our conference, but we have a ton of fun at our conferences as well. Maybe next year.
Well, I'll be there virtually. I'll be there ahead on a screen. That's God bless technology.
Right. But we won't be able to include you in all of our group hugs. So
yeah,
we'll have to save that for next year.
That's right. I got it. I'll put it down on the books for next year. So tell me, what am I going to miss this weekend? Just put it on the table there.
It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun. First of all, we're going to begin on Thursday. And our conferences are usually a combination of seminars on the art of writing, the art and craft of writing, and also on how to market it. And so we're going to have a whole day of marketing, which, of course, you're going to be a part of, and you'll be speaking virtually. But also this year, we have something a little new, and that's going to be Lila Levinson. You mentioned Lila earlier. Lila is doing a conference on Thursday afternoon for any veteran, active military, EMT, first responders, police, whatever in the area of Dayton on Writing to Heal. It'll be at the Holiday Inn Fairborn. And any of these folks and their families, spouses or children of these folks as well, who wants to come and go through the process of Writing to Heal, it's free. And we welcome anybody that's in the area or wants to come over and meet with Lila and do the little workshop from, I believe, it's 1:30 to 3.
We'd better clarify, Joyce, where is this taking place?
This is in Dayton, Ohio, and Dearborn is a suburb. And it is at the Holiday Inn, Interstate 675, or they also call it the Holiday Inn Fairborn. And we will be in the amphitheater. And anybody that wants to come, like I say, active military, veterans, police, EMTs, firemen, anybody who feels the need that they would feel that this would be useful. Also their families, wives or children, brothers and sisters, who feel that it would be useful. We welcome them with open arms. 1:30 to 3 o'clock on Thursday afternoon. It's coming Thursday afternoon. So that ought to be fun and a little bit different. And it is setting us out on our new mission, or one of our new missions. So I'm very excited about that. Then the other thing that we're doing on all of the weekend is all of our meals are included this year so that we don't miss a minute.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's right. So we are going to be getting together, and we're going to have a pizza party for our orientation for just our members. And then we are having a speaker from Wright State University. His name is Gino Passi. And Gino is an archivist. And he took the group of us who were there to set this up into the archives at Wright State University library, and they have all the original Wright brothers materials there.
Oh, how fascinating.
So exciting. Yeah. And the idea, hopefully, is to encourage our members, our authors, to take advantage of archives. To get in there and look at the original materials. There's something very special. We happen to look at the pictures and the diary of the Wright brothers' father. So
isn't
all
that
the
fascinating?
Time, it was fascinating, yeah. All the time they were doing their experiments, they were contacting him, and he was writing in his diary. So it was pretty cool.
It doesn't that just say how important something is to write? We could be doing something as simple as making, I don't know, stitching a backpack up or a tote bag, but the fact that it has a purpose, and that just transcends what someone is going to be looking back at this 100 years from now. I just think it's so important that we write as we go through our lives.
It absolutely is. And the materials that we gather, we aim to elevate our whole group with our classes and our seminars and our recognition for quality and all. But it really doesn't matter how well it's done in the beginning, because the idea is to get it written down, to save those memories, to get your testimonies in, get it written down. Then we can do something with it. But all of that is important material, regardless, to future historians who'll go back and look. One of our nominees, and probably several of them, but one in particular that's not been nominated for an award in history, his name is Keith Jones. He did a book called The Boys of Diamond Hill. And the whole book is about a family during the Civil War, and it had 5 sons. And all 5 sons had families, and they all went to war. And the original materials that he used were their letters to each other, back home to mom and dad, to their wives, to their children. And it was just an amazing book based on these original materials. So very important, as you say.
Joyce, this has been a wonderful year for Military Writers Society of America to have had you as their president. And I just want to ask you to reflect for a moment. The Society has a mission of 3 main goals: writing for healing, writing for education, and to preserve history. What has this presidency we obviously know what it's done for its members having you at the helm. What's it meant to you?
That's a wonderful question. It's been very exciting. It's something to watch an organization grow and to have a hand in it. It's kind of like software, though. It has a shelf life, so that if in 3 years I come back and it hasn't grown, then I may have not contributed as much as I hoped I have. But I think it will. We have a marvelous a new president. His name is Dwight Zimmerman, who will be taking over on Saturday night. And I think that if we direct all of our energies to these goals of elevating the group, we have a gentleman who is the 2011 Author of the Year by the name of Jack Woodville London, a marvelous writer. And
we had him.
Oh, yes, you met Jack. Jack is wonderful. Jack is going to be the chairman of a committee for education. And he will be looking at the reviews and the scores that we do on these materials and the books, and identify what kind of education we need to offer our members to elevate them and to help them get their books ready for publication, or find a place for, Grandpa's Diary or whatever people come up with. So I think a lot of what I feel about the presidency will depend on how these wonderful people take it and act on it.
Well, you certainly have set the pace, and you certainly have given everybody the inspiration to absolutely escalate this organization. If anybody would like more information, please go to www.mwsadispatches.com. That's where you'll find the Military Writers Society of America. And Joyce, for information in Ohio for this weekend, is there a separate website?
It is actually the same website, but if you want to see the program, on the main page, right under the headline, there is a PDF that you can link on. And it'll give you all the details, where we are, a map, the times of all the different events, the books that are being nominated. We have 3 fantastic people who have been nominated for this year's Author of the Year: William C. Hammond, Carolyn Shriver, and Mike Angley. They're all fabulous authors, any one of them deserving. So we have all kinds of surprises coming up.
That's fantastic.
The program will give you the details.
Perfect. Joyce, on behalf of all of the writers existing and future, thank you for your presidency. And we're not going to say goodbye, because we will keep having you back as our guru as far as inspiration for writing other stories and military stories. We'll have you back next week.
Next week, I'll be glad to be there.
Perfect. Thanks. And along with Joyce next week, we have Lori Bell from NAMMAS, and we'll have Stephen Applebaum joining us as well. And if you have missed any of our programming, of course, find us on iTunes. Find us right here on the TogiNet Network, right here on our show page. And we're going to catch everybody next week. Thanks to Debbie Gregory. Thanks to Autumn Arnold, and a big thank you to Joyce Faulkner, the soon-to-be past president of Military Writers Society of America. Have a great weekend, everyone, and we'll catch y'all next week.